What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And for this one, man, I wanted to share some more gameplay with you guys using the new characters that we got from update 4.5: Nightcrawler, Sentinel, and Gambit. We're gonna be trying them out in ABX on the no restriction day, and I want to see just how high I can score with all three of these characters, given the fact that I don't have that much invested in either one of them. I'll show you guys the full build at the end of the video, but if you've seen my initial video on all three characters, you already know the build. Nothing, absolutely nothing has changed. I want to see just how high I can score with them. Nightcrawler I really have to focus with when I play him in ABX because he flies around so freaking much. And I really have to time it so that as soon as one iframe ends, I jump immediately into another iframe. Otherwise, the Frost Beast can just pretty much one-shot him. One of the big downsides of Nightcrawler as a character is the fact that his summons actually pull aggro. In most cases, that's a really good thing, but when you have a character like Nightcrawler that hides in iframes so much, having summons that pull aggro and give the enemies something to attack while you're in the knife frame is actually really bad, because sometimes when Nightcrawler moves around, the enemies will be attacking one of his summons, but then Nightcrawler might jump into the way of one of those attacks, right? So it's really dicey sometimes when you play Nightcrawler because of the summons. I absolutely love the summons, love the fact that he has them. Sometimes I just wish they weren't constantly there pulling aggro. If they were there all the time and not pulling aggro, that would be ideal. Like, if they could not be targeted, that would be ideal. Ooh, this is tight. This is tight. Okay, that was so close. Seriously, I had to chain those skills back to back pretty quickly to prevent taking damage. You guys can't see my eyes right now, but they're literally flying across the map, boys. I'm tapping into my inner Uchiha. Call me Madara. Oh shit. Shout out to any of you guys who know what I'm talking about. Like, seriously, I'm not kidding you guys. When I'm playing Nightcrawler in ABX, like, my eyes are all over the place trying to keep track of this man's movement. He flies around so much. I absolutely love it. It's so freaking cool. But it gets pretty chaotic. He's still super safe though, as you guys can see. Especially if you have the skills. I don't have the skills. I just have the timing right now because my Sharingan is activated, you know? And yeah, I said that. I blinked and I got hit. Okay? The score is nothing impressive, but keep in mind, my Nightcrawler is just at tier 1. Gears are 15. We're rocking with a crappy damage proc, so it won't line up properly with his 5th skill. So we only managed to pull 158 with him. Not too bad. It's not great or anything like that. I know some of you guys are pretty underwhelmed by his DPS, but it be like that. He's a speed character. He's very safe and very fun. DPS is just not out of this world, but it is what it is, man. Alright, boys, so next up is Gambit, and I will not lie to you guys, even though Gambit has a shit ton of damage, when you can get a damage proc to consistently line up on his 5th, he's super risky to play, honestly. Super risky, especially in ABX when the Frost Beast is constantly trying to jump you. You should ideally not be up in his face like I'm doing right now. I'm just being a wild boy, because I'll be like that sometimes, but ideally, you should just be trying to line up your damage proc on the 5th skill and then evade for the majority of the fight. But because I'm only using a crappy obelisk that has really weird timing, I can't get the 5th skill to line up with the proc all the time. But if you give this guy a CTP of energy and invest a ton of resources in him, he could probably easily break 2 million if you can keep him alive. That's going to be the big if. If you can keep him alive long enough, there's nothing he can't kill. Well, he can't kill the Frost Beast, because no one can. But if it was killable, he would be able to. But then again, if it was killable, Cable would have long since killed it. Oh, man. I gotta focus, though, because right around the 1 minute and 30-second mark is where I usually start messing up. So, hopefully I still have some chakra left from that Nightcrawler run. because I'm not trying to get killed. All right, so right around here is where I need to tighten up. Let's go. I'm not sure why, even when I try to be as close to the frost beast as possible, he still goes after the mobs like so much. Like you guys may notice, like even when I'm right beside him, when I trigger the fifth, look at that. The cards are flying all around the freaking frost beast. I just want him to target the frost beast alone. Well, not alone. I still want him to kill the mobs, but you know, like he's wasting like more than half the deck. Yeah, my proc is not lining up on the fifth at all. I'm pretty sure if I was like on the ball with the proc, this build, this crappy build that I have for him could probably do like 450. Because the proc is all over the place. But that's because I'm trying so hard to keep him alive above all else. Like I'm really just trying to keep him alive. And I feel like once you get Gambit, if you plan to spend the money to get him, the majority of your fights will turn out one of two ways. He'll just immediately die within 30 seconds of the fight beginning, or you'll just kill all your enemies. That's it. It's either kill or be killed. Yeah, so we're not even gonna break 300k, which is kind of sad, and that's because I'm just spending the majority of the fight running, and the proc is not lining up properly. So 271, it's not too bad considering I spent the majority of the fight trying to evade the frost beast and missing the freaking damage proc basically all the time. I know some of you guys are gonna get super annoyed at me in the comments saying, hey, you missed the proc like 50 times. That's why your score is so low. You're a scrub. And you, sir, are correct. But anyways, man, let's jump out of here and try it out with Sentinel. Alright, boys, so we're back in. We swapped out Phil Coulson for Shuri, since Phil only works with heroes. And let's see how much better we can do with Sentinel. Now, honestly, boys, in my opinion, Sentinel is the easiest character to use from the three that we got from this update. Super freaking easy, and he's ultra freaking safe. I would be very, very surprised if I don't end this fight at full health. That's how easy he is to use, and that's how safe he is. Because of the HP shield and the constant healing, he's just so freaking easy to use. It's funny, considering he has barely any freaking iframes. Like, seriously. Now, I know a lot of you guys have been saying that you think his damage is pure trash, but honestly, based on my testing with him so far, I have not found his damage to be that bad. Honestly, considering the fact that I don't have a damage proc on him, it looks like we're probably going to get even higher than we got with Gambit, and this is a much safer and easier run. Seriously, if you can get enemies to stay inside his defense down aura that he places on the ground, he actually puts out a respectable amount of damage. He's not a flashy character, but he's very, very effective. Like, look at that. Yeah, we're gonna break 300k for sure. And I'm not even sure if I keep putting out these defense down auras, if they stack on top of each other, because they don't run out faster than I can put them up. So if I just keep putting out the 2 skill, I don't have a chance to check because the Frost Beast keeps trying to remove it from himself. But that's one of the great things about Sentinel, right? Sentinel is placing these auras on the ground, and as soon as the Frost Beast tries to remove it from himself, it just gets reapplied because he's in the aura, right? That is actually really cool, and that's why he's gonna out DPS Gambit here. Just because of the fact that the Frost Beast can't effectively remove the all defense down from himself. Like, this is actually really, really cool. If you can get enemies to stay stationary and stay in that aura, and this guy putting in that work. So in timeline battle, if you could flood the map, because it's a very small field in timeline battle, if you can flood the field with his second skill, because look at that, we have like what, 4 of them up right now? I think that's the max you can do. You can put up, actually, you may actually be able to put up more. I can't tell if the Sentinel clones or summons are putting up defense down things as well, but I'm seeing 2 for me and then another 2. Yeah, I'm pretty sure those are from me. I know one of them is for attack down and the other one is for defense down. But the fact that you can keep this effect activated for the entire duration of the fight is just freaking awesome. Take a look at that, boys. We face tanked the entire 3 minutes. At no point was I ever at risk of dying, and I got a better score than I did with my Gambit. Yes, Gambit is significantly stronger when built properly. However, he's a lot harder to use than Sentinel. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying Sentinel is stronger than Gambit by any means. I'm just saying Sentinel is super easy to use and very safe. Whereas with Gambit, it's high risk and very high reward if you have the high level of skill needed to complete the task. But anyways, man, let's get out of here and I'll show y'all the setup for them. Alright, so for those of you guys who want to take a quick look at the build details, you can see for yourself absolutely nothing has changed since my first video on Sentinel. Gears at 15, skills are all at 6. We have overdrive on Sentinel, and from the 3 characters used in this video, Sentinel is the only one who didn't have a damage proc, and he got the best score, and it was also significantly easier and much safer to play, right? He finished the fight at full HP. This invincibility proc never activated, so he didn't even need it. I only have this here because of the lightning damage and the fact that his 4 skill, his strongest skill, is lightning based. So that's why that's there. Gotta give it up to Sentinel. This guy's actually freaking awesome. Same goes for Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler is awesome for me. I think he's super fun to play. I know a lot of you guys are very disappointed with him. His overall DPS is not up to the expectations that a lot of us set for him, but I still think he's a pretty solid character. Honestly, I think Nightcrawler's DPS is about on par with Domino and a freaking Rogue without her uniform. It may actually be about as good as Rogue with her uniform. So I'm not sure why everyone is so disappointed in his overall DPS, because in the comics he was never a super heavy hitting character. He's just very fast and very agile, and Netmarble did a really good job capturing that with the character. So even though his damage is not where I want it to be, I can definitely understand why his damage is not that high. Right, so that's why you don't hear me complaining about Nightcrawler, even though I'm a really big fan of the character. Gears at 15, skills all at 6. He's also rocking overdrive, and he has a low damage proc right here with some crit rate and crit damage. Obviously, the strongest character from this update, Gambit, in terms of raw DPS, you can see for yourself, he has the best stats of all of them. And we have the gears at 15, skills at 6. We have overdrive for him as well, and we have a 110% damage proc with double crit rate. We're gonna wrap it up right here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what your thoughts are on the new characters, and if you guys already have Gambit at tier 2, let me know some of the crazy things that you've been able to do with them. Honestly, I can't wait to get mine there, because I'm gonna be having so much more fun with them once I do. But yeah, man, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.